If you're new, you might not realize how much I have loved making these decorative hinged boxes. Well, this video today is to introduce you to the third of a lot more than 3 sizes of boxes that we're going to end up making. So this was the original one that we made in April, which was we're now going to call our small box. We didn't know we were doing more at the time. But this came with, I think, 13 or 14 different outside designs. They're 2-layer boxes that are really cute. Everybody's been loving those. And then we just released what we're calling the medium size, which, just for reference, that smaller one will fit completely inside this one. Again, with all of the same design styles. And then this one here, we're just simply calling it the dimensions. It's a 6-inch by 8-inch by 4-inch hinged lid box. And this set includes all 26 letters of a monogram. And you'll see this, it's got monogram on the top and on all the sides there and on the back. And again, just like the other ones, they're 2-layer, so you can make it really pretty. I use true flat materials here, so I've got black on the inside and linen on the outside. But of course, you can make it with whatever you want. As long as it's 1/8-inch material, no thicker than 0.125, you'll be in great shape. This was originally made, I believe, for someone to collect cards at a wedding. But of course, this can be used for anything you want, but it's a perfect size for that. So I'm going to walk you through the file for this, and I'm going to also give you a couple tips and tricks along the way. If you've ever watched any of the other assembly videos for these designs, it's exactly the same. So if you've done it before, this one will not be new to you at all. So let's jump into the file, and I'll talk you through that. Before we focus on the file, I want to walk you through visually on this box to show you where all the parts are, and then we'll look at the file. So just like the other ones, this is nearly identical to all the other boxes, it's just bigger. So starting from this side, we've got this flat piece that has the little loop on the top that catches the tab that sticks out from the hinge. And then we've got the front and the back, and they look identical, but on this one, the back is slightly shorter than the front. And you'll be able to see that in the file, so make sure you don't assemble this backwards. The back is slightly lower than the front, and that's to just allow this piece to be able to rotate without getting caught up here, all right? So the 2 sides are exactly the same, they're just mirrored from each other, and then the front and back are the same, but the back is just a little bit shorter here. Then of course on the bottom, you've got all the tabs here on the bottom. And then let's talk about the outside pieces. Now, I don't know if I'm going to hold this up. We'll see what happens on the camera, but I'm going to give it a shot. So on the outside pieces, I'll start from the back. The back piece and the front piece are very similar to the inside pieces in that they look very similar together, but the back piece is a little bit shorter than the front. And the back piece, in this case, has notches right here and right here. And that helps you differentiate between the back and the front. In this case, the back is shorter and it also has notches here. So the back piece glues right on like this, and those notches push right up in between the 2 back hinges. And it gets flush. This is such a big box, I can't hold it in my giant hands very well. And it sits flush when you push it in there. This edge right here is flush with the piece right behind it at the top. Okay, so when you do that, fits in like that, it's flush on the left and the right, flush at the top, and it hangs over 1/8 of an inch right here. Okay, flush on the sides, flush on the top, hangs over 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. Then you can go either direction for the side pieces. They're both the same like this. They've got a little loop right there that covers up the hinge. Make sure when you're putting glue on the back of this, you can put glue anywhere in the back you want, but don't put it right on that circle because we don't want to stop the hinge from turning. And it goes just like this. And what this piece does, I'll take this back piece off for a second. The way you align this one is it's completely flush on the top right here, and it's flush on the front right here. And then you also make sure that you align this half circle here of this piece with the one behind it so that they're perfectly aligned. And when you get that perfectly aligned, it's flush here, flush on the top, flush on that circle, and then you've got 1/8 of an inch hanging over on the bottom and 1/8 of an inch hanging over on this side, okay? Then you move around to the front, and the front is this one here that doesn't have any notches on it. And now that this side piece is there, now when you put the front on, this one's going to be flush against that piece you just put on, flush against the top, and then it's going to hang over 1/8 of an inch on that side and 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. I'm going to let this one go so I don't drop it. Now the front's on there and you're almost done. Now you put on the other side and it butts up against that front, and now it's flush against the front, flush against the top, and flush against the back piece. And so all of them hang over 1/8 of an inch underneath. And that creates, again, I can't hold it, but that creates the frame on the bottom to where your bottom piece goes right inside all of those like this. And then it creates a solid bottom like that, all right? So now you've got all of the inside pieces on, and then the outside's pretty straightforward. You can start kind of wherever you want on this. I'll start with the one, the side with the loop there at the top. You're gonna glue this one on top of those, and you'll work your way around all the sides the same way you did before. And it's gonna make total sense. Just, I would start on one of these sides and then work your way around. The one key that I do on all of these boxes is once you have all of those pieces on, the last piece that you can put on if you want to, you can do this one last, it's the lid. What I tend to do is I tend to set it down on a table like this, so where this is against the table, and I'll lean it forward so that this is also against the table, so it's sitting kind of like this for me. And that makes it a lot easier for me to then take this piece, and I'm gonna put a bunch of glue right here. This area you can put as much glue as you want to. In here, just stay away from this edge here. You can put glue all the way here, all the way here. Again, stay away from the edges because you don't want to glue your box shut. So keep it right here close to that inside shape, right here, and you can put a bunch back here. And then depending on what shape you have here, you can put glue in here too. And then you're almost done. Now, if you got it sitting like this, you're gonna flush this. See if I can hold it. Yeah. Flush this right flush with the back of that hinged lid behind it, right? Like that, perfectly flush. And once that's perfect, the rest of it's exactly where it needs to be. And just make sure that you don't get any glue here or right here because you'll glue your box shut. Don't ask me how I know, but I do. Jade, I know you're not seeing this, but Crystal, when you brought Jade here, she discovered a bunch of these that I had glued shut. So that's how to assemble that. Let's talk through the file real quick now that we've done that. So here's the file. And if you've done any of my files before, you know that you always need to read the text up at the top. We'll start there. It says black equals cut. There aren't any score lines or engraving on this particular file. All the lines are cut. This file is made from materials that are 0.12 to 0.125 thick. And this is always important. Make sure you click on this and make sure that this square is indeed 1 inch square. If it's not, that means your software has resized something. If you're using a program like Lightburn, I highly recommend that you just use the AI or PDF format instead of the SVG. That way, those two retain the right size and you won't have any trouble. But make sure that's 1 inch before you get started. And so we've got down here, we've got the two sides here with the loops on either side. And we've got the bottom piece right there, which all the pieces go into vertically. So left and right side. We've got the front and the back. And remember what I said earlier, the back is a little bit shorter than the front. So this one is the front and this one is the back. And then this is the lid that has the tabs that stick out on either side. And then, so that's all the inside pieces. And then the outside pieces are down here. You got the left and the right. You've got the front and the back. The back, you can tell which one it is because it has notches here at the top. And then you've got the bottom piece and then the lid topper that goes on top of the other lid. And that's all there is to it on this one. You've got all 26 letters. So just open the file for the letter that you need. And here's all the pieces. Have fun. Use different colors of material, types of material. Just really use your creativity to make some great visual differentiation. Like on here, the black looks really great under the linen, but you can do whatever you want to, and these will look really, really great. You can customize it by engraving a message inside the lid or inside the bottom. Just make it personal for the people that are going to get them because they're going to love that step even more. Let me see what you guys make. Ask me the questions you have, and I'd love to help you make great things faster. As always, there's more to come.